Well, why the happy mood?
Well, Mary Lynn and Wade have decided to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to wait a year to get married.
Oh, good.
But in the meantime, they've decided to live together. Okay, now, I know this is a bit of a shock, but Tom, at least they're trying to please us.
Please us?
Yeah, well, I know it's not the ideal solution here, but it'll...
Well, so tell me, do you go along with this so-called compromise?
Well, yes. Yes, I do. And I think if you just try to understand...
Look, understand. What I cannot understand, Lee, is how you could possibly condone their living together.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, Tom, it's really simple. See, they want to get married. We're opposed. You're very opposed. This house has been filled with so much tension that it is tearing us apart. And the only way it's going to stop is if someone compromises. All right? So could you please just try to give in to the idea of them living together?
Lee, it is wrong.
Look, Tom, the attitude about living together nowadays has changed totally.
Yeah, I know all about today's attitudes, Lee, and that does not make them right. Damn it, I'd rather they got married, or at least it's morally right.
Wait, excuse me. Did I understand this? Now it's all right if they get married?
No, absolutely not. And I do not condone their living together either.
Well, that's great. Tom, we're right back where we started from. Now, listen, can't you just have an open mind about this situation? Mary Lynn and Wade are gonna sleep together whether they're married or not. Come on, Tom, look, she is 20 years old. She's got a lot of feelings she wants to experience with Wade. You can't lock her in a room for the rest of her life.
Right, Lee, I know that, but she can wait till she finds the right guy.
But the point is, she thinks she has found the right guy, Tom. Please. Can't you just consent to their living together, getting an apartment?
Come on, they can't afford an apartment.
Okay, wait. Look, just let me finish on
they're
this, please.
They're pretending to be grown-ups.
Okay, fine. But the thing is, they may discover that they're not right for each other, all right? Look, as I see it, we have two choices here. We can argue endlessly, or we can meet them halfway so at least we have a point of discussion for the future, all right?
Damn it, Lee, don't you see this so-called compromise of theirs, wanting to live together, is not a compromise. It's their way of trying to get you to go along with them, and that is the worst possible thing you could do.
Well, I can see that y'all have a lot of catching up to do, so I'm going to vamoose.
Here, brother. Now, I know how much you like Clint, but I don't think it's good that you keep hoping he's...
I'm not hoping, Lee. It's the gospel truth.
Oh? And did you get this gospel truth from the parson?
No, I got it from Clint. I saw him in the desert.
You're not supposed to be in the desert, buddy.
I know. I already got a whipping from Pa. I think that's enough.
Now, Bud, your pa makes up those rules not so you can break them, but because he's looking out for your best interests, all right? Now, it's not a good idea for a little fella like you to go out there by yourself, especially not when you got Deal and Laredo roaming around.
Oh, no, Cody, Deal and Laredo are long gone out of this territory by now.
I wish that were the case, honey, but Slim was just telling me that they were about 15 miles out of town not 2 days ago.
Buddy, did you hear that? Now, see, that is the reason Papa wants you to follow his rules. Now, please don't be going places that you're not supposed to be going. Please.
You know where you can go, Bud? Out back, we got a wagon, and there is a black satchel there. And there, you may find a very nice surprise for yourself.
All the way from the Grand Canyon.
All right!
Go on, get out of here, man. What the hell was that?
I have no idea. Don't ask me to explain my little brother to you. He is impossible. But you like him, though, don't you?
Yes, ma'am, I sure do. You know, I was kind of wondering where we're going to have about half a dozen of our own little buddies running around here.
The Vasquez family. That's what they're going to be calling us.
Yes, ma'am. I guess I'm going to have to build us a big old house so we can have past old little buddies and little Mays running around. Honey, we are going to have ourselves one happy life.
God, you make me happy, Cody. I just hope things stay peaceful and quiet around here for a while.
Yeah.
But you know, these surprises, they just keep popping up out in the desert like a bunch of old jack.
Come here.
Sister Lucia tells me you speak no Italian.
Very little, sister.
She also told me that you have come a long way.
I knocked on your door hoping the kind sisters might have a place for a poor wayfaring brother. My sins were numerous and intolerable, sister. An old parish priest took pity on me. He gave me refuge. He taught me the way of truth and light, so I devoted my life to the Lord. I took a vow of utter poverty and renounced all worldly goods, and I dedicated myself to spreading the gospel among men of my former persuasion.
Oh, you have taken on quite a penance, Brother Massimiliano.
There is no heavier burden than sin.
Tell me, how did you hear about our convent?
A brother in Milan gave me this. He said the sisters at the convent of San Germano were known throughout Italy for their kindness to strangers. It gave me the hope that I might find refuge here.
No. We have no accommodations for our brothers. Oh, but the monastery...
Mother, I am so tired. I cannot travel another mile without dropping. Please, Mother, all I ask is for a place to rest my head and the opportunity to pay you back once I have the strength. Once my bones are strong enough and my belly is full, I will move to wherever the Lord leads me to go.
I am filled with admiration for your mission and sympathy for your plight, Brother Massimiliano, but your request, it is so extraordinary.
The miracle at Canaan in Galilee was extraordinary. This is merely a practical, simple matter of someone looking for a helping hand, of a soul only looking for rest and the refreshment of his soul.
Avanti.
Mother, I've scrubbed the kitchen floor. I'm finished. I hope it shines to your satisfaction.
I hope so, too, my dear.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, a fellow American. He has just arrived, dear sister.
Why is it so wrong to want Mary Lynn to be happy?
No, it's not wrong, Lee, but to tell Mary Lynn you believe in something when you don't, that is wrong. It'll only hurt her in the long run.
Well, you see, I don't think I'm trying to hurt her. I think I'm trying to help her. I think you're the one that's trying to hurt her. You're sticking to this rigid moral code.
Well, at least I'm consistent.
Consistently wrong.
Lee, do you want Mary Lynn to marry Wade?
Of course I don't, Tom, but I am willing to compromise.
You know why? Because you're absolutely desperate for Mary Lynn to be in love with you. So you'll go along with anything she suggests. I'm sorry, Lee, but it's true. Instead of going along with Mary Lynn and every harebrained idea she comes in here with, we should stand together in opposition to this wedding.
Opposition, Tom? She loves Wade.
Yeah, that's true. She loved Rick, too, remember? And if I had let her go to Europe with Rick, she'd have been divorced by now, possibly have a child. While Rick is chasing snow bunnies up and down the damn mountain.
Fine, Tom, I already told you you were right about that, but this one is different.
No, it isn't, Lee. It is not different. It is exactly the same. If we stood together on this thing, who knows, by now, maybe Wade and Mary Lynn would have backed down.
All right. All right, I will admit I was frightened. I was afraid I'd turn her against me.
Oh, she loves you too much. She wouldn't turn against you, Lee.
Oh, come on, Tom. That is so easy for you to say. The fact is you have lived with Mary Lynn for years. You have had all these experiences to prove to each other that you care about each other, you love each other. I didn't have that. She's still testing me. And I don't want to lose her. Especially over something like this. It's just not that important.
Living in sin is not important.
Tom. Okay. Okay, Tom. Instead of throwing out this ultimatum, I will talk to Mary Lynn, and I will try to persuade her otherwise. Because at least she is willing to talk to me, which is something she's not willing to do with you, because she knows you will fly into some big rage at whatever she has to say.
Lee, I've heard all she has to say about Wade and marriage, and none of it is worth 2 minutes of my time or her time
If
either.
you gave her 2 minutes of your time, Tom, things might work out. You might understand each
Just a
other.
minute now. get this straight. I am not going to throw my hands in the air and give in to this thing. I'm not going to condone their living together, and the sooner Mary Lynn realizes that, the better. Maybe then she'll look at this thing realistically instead of emotionally like you do.
Hey, you can't walk away from this.
Lee, Vicky is grief-stricken over the loss of Clint. As you can well understand, there are a lot of things I have to do down at the Banner, so if you'll excuse me. And perhaps down there, people will listen to reason, huh?
Clint! It's his comeback!
How are you, partner?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing? This little fella's been telling me all morning you're coming back.
Well, it sure is good to see you, folks. I figured you'd both be on your honeymoon.
Well, we just got back a little while ago, but I think we're going to be on our honeymoon for the rest of our lives.
Well, Clint, don't get me wrong. I'm so glad to see you, but I thought that you were going off to be with your family.
Well, I aim to. I aim to, but it didn't work out that way. Excuse me.
Well, you're not giving up, are you now, Clint?
No, I'm not giving up on anything.
Clint, I don't understand what the big problem is. I mean, a man doesn't just forget where he left his house and home, right?
Cody, things are not that simple. You see,
Buddy, you know, as a matter of fact, I figured I ought to stick around here for a while, make sure that the farmers and the ranchers didn't have a feud going.
Hey, Clint, we're more than pleased to have you around here, but I think all those problems have been resolved.
I don't think all of them have. Besides, you told me that dealing with radar in these parts, Clint.
Oh, yeah? Well, if they go causing any trouble, you and me will just run them out of town, huh?
That's right.
Clint Buchanan? Oh, my word, you're a sight for sore eyes.
Well. You are just pretty as ever, Mrs. Buchanan. How's the mister?
Ornery as ever, trying to change his ways, and I got enough sense to let him think he's doing it on his own. So tell me, what brings you back here?
Well, you keep it just between you and me now.
You ever known a saloon owner who couldn't keep a secret? Now, it didn't have anything to do with Buckney.
No. Miss Ginny Fletcher.
Pardon me?
I came back to see Jenny again.
Oh, well, I'll be damned. Maybe catching my bouquet is going to bring her the same luck as May's brought Luann. She got herself engaged to Rick's boy.
No.
Yeah.
Is that a fact? Well, this may not be as tough as I thought.
Why don't I go over to the hotel and tell her that somebody's here to see her?
Would you do that for me? I'd sure appreciate it.
Oh, you bet.
Well, Vicky, darling, I may be home sooner than I thought.
It's totally unacceptable. A clean dish should not come out with food, detergent, or other nasty residue. So I did it. I'd say it wasn't rinsed with Jet Dry. See this hole? The manufacturer made it for rinse agents like Jet Dry to help your machine rinse off the stuff. So, use Jet Dry. Fill the hole once a month.
Next time, I say that we make sure the rent's listed before we look at an apartment.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you just love to live here?
Yeah, but we ain't got the money, honey.
I know. But every other apartment we see, we're going to compare to that.
Wait a minute. Look at this. What do you think? This is in a good neighborhood, and it's close enough that you could walk to school if you want. Why don't you wait until you see the apartment before you start frowning?
I was thinking about my parents and how rotten it was of us just to walk out and leave Mom to tell Dad about our
Now, wait a
plans.
minute. The best thing we could have possibly done was walk out of that house.
Well, you know he's not going to be very happy when she tells him.
She'll handle it.
Can we go by the house and see if his car's still outside?
Why? What if it is?
Because I'd like to go in and defend our decision myself. Look, wait, we can look for apartments later on this afternoon, okay?
That is if he approves our living together?
Well, he will, eventually.
So what do? Put everything on hold until he comes around?
Would that be so terrible?
Yes, I think so. Look, we've made our decision, and it's the right one. And we know it, and so does your mother. So now it's time for your dad to just accept it. And if he refuses, you're certainly not going to change his mind. You know that.
You don't even want me to try.
Look, all that's going to happen is you're going to get into another fight with him. And that tears you up. I can't stand watching that.
I promise I won't let him upset me.
Yeah, but he's going to anyway. Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just give him a few days to kind of cool down? And then we'll have a talk with him. Mary Lynn. Okay? Can we do this?
No. No, wait. I want to go home. I want this settled once and for all. Okay?
All right.
Sister Christina is the newest member of our house.
My travels have taken me to all parts of the world, and I've encountered many interesting souls. I sense that we might have much to talk about.
Oh, we're not allowed to mix with men, Brother Maximilian.
Oh, excuse me, I apologize for my lack of etiquette.
No harm is done.
Will you be in Venice long?
That depends upon the Reverend Mother.
Well, I will see if I can find chores for you to do and a place in the basement for you to rest.
I'm grateful for your generosity, bless you.
If you don't mind waiting a moment, I must make some inspections, especially the kitchen floor.
Do not worry. I will say my devotions.
Oh, good. Come, sister.
I want a lot of explanations out of you.
Oh, we can't talk here.
Where then?
In the clock towers across the courtyard.
Got it.
Oh, as soon as I can get away from the Mother Superior, I'll meet you there.
Sister Cristina.
Oh, be careful. I love you.
I'm sure, Ugo, that the valuable Bambino de San Germano is still in the tower.
He will be in our hands soon.
But with that giant guarding him, how can we even hope to get it?
The giant is no problem for a man of faith, Lazaro. David slew Goliath. We will slay Piccolino.
We don't even got a slingshot.
I have something better. Anyone who stands between us and the Bambino will not live a long and healthy life.
I knew he'd react that way. I should have been here and faced him myself.
No, look, Mary Lynn, I don't think anything you could have said would have changed his mind.
Well, at least he wouldn't have taken all his anger out on you.
Oh, he'll calm down. And I also hope that once he thinks about this and he realizes it's important to you, that he'll maybe change his mind. Look, I want you guys to be happy. And if you think Wade is the right guy for you, then I am going to support you all the way.
At the expense of your own happiness. Look, Mom, I know how unhappy you've been lately. And Dad, too. I hate it. I hate all the fighting. I hate all the tension between us. And I thought I'd found a way to work it all out. But what I did was just make things worse.
No, that is not true.
Yes, it is true. If I hadn't proposed to Wade, then maybe you and Dad would be getting along better now.
All right, I'll admit, Tom does blame me for a lot of these problems.
But it's my problem, not yours. And I don't want to be responsible for driving you two apart. Mom, that could mean the end of your future together.
I'm afraid if I wash this thing first.
Ladro! Thief!
Well, Cody just hated just posing for the artist like that. I swear he can't sit still for more than 2 minutes at a time. But he decided to do it. We're going to give it to Pa. I think it's good.
Vicky and I had a picture made like that once. Matter of fact, we had it done for my father. But you know, when it comes to sitting still, I'm a lot like Cody. I'm a little short on patience, but it sure meant a lot to Vicky.
I'm real sorry you didn't find your family, Clint.
Well, I haven't given up on it, May. I mean, sooner or later, I'll get back to him when the time's right. I just have to accomplish a few more things first. Then I can return and get back to being the happiest man alive. Next to Cody, of course.
Right. Well, let me go find that handsome husband of mine. We're going to take this over to my pop, to the new mayor of Buchanan City. So I'll see you later on. Okay, Clint?
Bye-bye. Blaze, when the devil have you been? Did Jenny rope you into telling her all about your wedding? Or did you tell her that I was the one wanting to see her and she refused to come?
No, she didn't refuse, Clint, because she wasn't at the hotel.
Well, where could she be? I'll go look for her.
No, she hooked up with a farm family heading back east. Doesn't look like we're ever going to see her again.
I can't believe it. In just 1 week, I lost enough weight to actually see the difference.
Slim Fast.
This time